Hello again, and welcome to this tutorial on making your own QANDR project. QANDR is a system that helps you to gather a lot of information from a group and to make discussions more lively and more fun. And in this tutorial, I like to focus with you how to make assignments for this system. And we're going to do that using an editor. The editor is completely web-based, so you just don't need anything else than a computer with internet to actually program the discussion structure. If you like to do the session, you only need internet. The phones only need internet, but this tutorial focuses purely on the editor and how to make your own project. So for that, we're going to log into the dashboard. I'm going to do it now. And then you see a list of existing projects, but we're not going to work with this. Let me make it big for you so you can really see what I'm doing. So on the left top you have a button here, it's called New Project. Now first of all you can give a reference number. This will show in the list of your project, but it will not be visible for your respondents, so it's more for your internal project number accounting system. So let's have a project on the future of transport in Amsterdam. So this is actually a sentence that people will see in the first visual of the session. You can always change this later, so you don't have to worry that it has to look perfect. You see here it's opening. And now if I double click this, it will go into the first slide. You see it's now in the house style of a client of us, Motivation, but QANDR is always styled in your own house style. And it gives you now two tips. So the E, which is the E on your keyboard for editor, and the D is to go back to the dashboard. But actually we want to edit this session. There is no assignments yet. So if I click on E, you see here that you get some sort of bar that you might also know from PowerPoint or Keynote. And here you can put all your visuals. So there's only a starting visual now, but if I click on the plus, I can put slides, I can put polls, pointers, word clouds, dilemma, mood board, grading. Now I'm not going to show you all of them because this is going to be a very long tutorial. Then let's just put a poll and a dilemma and a grading, for instance. If I click on poll, you see that you get an editor where you can first of all put your question and your answer. So let's first ask, how often do you use public transport? Question mark. So it's maybe daily, once a week, once a month, and never. So these are on the background. You see that it's already rendered in a transparent layer. If I click done, it shows you immediately the results, how it will look, and it appears here. But I'll go back to the editor for a moment. So here on the top you see no peer influence. If you tick this box, it means that it will not show immediately the results. It will just show you that somebody answered, but it doesn't show the results immediately. And here you can click percentage or not. On big groups, percentage is nice, but if you're with 6 people, it's better to show a number. So it depends a bit what you like. You can configure it here. So that was the poll. And let's put another assignment. So word cloud. A word cloud is a brainstorming methodology. So what comes to mind when you think of your last travel in public transport? Question mark. Again, you can do the no peer influence. I'll not do this now, but if you do this, again, people cannot see each other's answers. In case of the word cloud, this is something you should think about, because if it's not ticked, it means that people can also upvote each other's answers, and then you get bigger words if a lot of people share the idea. Here you see the max amount of answers that somebody can give. Let's put it on 6. Here you have some notes. This is more for advanced use. If you're using a remote control to do the live session, then you'll get your answers or your notes there as a facilitator, and this can be tips, what you should ask the respondents, etc. So I'm clicking here on add another. You see now the poll and the word cloud are here. And let's put also, for instance, a grading. So it's again simple on the top, the question: how would you grade your last travel in public transport? So the grading, it depends a bit. In France, for instance, it's often between 1 and 6. In Holland, we do between 1 and 10, but you can put this minimum and maximum. It can also be 100, 1 and 100. You can do the step size of the sliders. I'll make it 1 in this case, and the default size where it should start on. So if I do done, yeah, you'll not see much, but now if the people on the phones have a slider and they can grade how nice or how good their travel was. And then a more advanced one is the mood board, for instance. So if I click on mood board, I can again do a question. What image illustrates the future of public transport in Amsterdam? Yes. So here you can again tick this box, the no peer influence. If you tick this box, people will, let's put a question mark also. If you tick this box, it means that people will not immediately see what the other sends in. It does send boxes in, so the colors you see of people, and then if you hit the spacebar as a facilitator, actually the images will appear. You can set here the provider, so by default it's doing images from the Google Image API, but you can also search in another library, Europeana. You can tick here public domain images. This is important if you don't want any copyrighted material in your stuff, so we don't want this, and then we tick it. So it searches on the Google Image API only images that are able to use in commercial settings. Safe search filtering, you want just to be on high, so it prevents offensive pictures to go into the screen. And your search language, this is important. Let's say you're in Italian in Italy and you want to search typically on Italian words, then you can connect it here. So this is done. And now you see here that I actually have an assignment with a session with 4 different assignments inside. Let me show you a bit what is here. So this is added. This is if you want to move it. So let's say I want to move the mood board a bit up. I click here, it goes up and down. And in this way you can set the order. You can also delete or you can copy stuff if you like. So let me just quickly go back to the dashboard. So first I close the editor with the E. Now I click the D on my keyboard. I'll go for a moment to this screen. So now it's going back to the dashboard, and if I now click here and I click on create session, it's my first session in this project, and start and open, and you see it's ready to be used, the future of transport in Amsterdam. And if I go now to the right, I could log in with my phone, but if I go to the right, you see first there is a poll which people can answer. Then there is a mood board, a word cloud, sorry about it. Everything is ready to be used. So that was very easily how to make your own project. There are another tutorial how to share this project with another colleague of you. So let's say somebody wants to do a session in another town and he has also a QANDR account, then this person can see it in his shared project list. I can actually show you that my projects here, first we'll have a running session that I have to stop, but here I can also do all the projects that are shared with me. There's a specific tutorial on this, and there's a specific tutorial on starting a session. So your colleague can also learn this. So you actually program it for him, and he is actually the one doing the session with the people. Thank you.